underachiever boy. In order to attend the same university as the girl he secretly admired, he locked himself in his room with a chain. Every day, he focused solely on studying. Even eating, drinking, and using the bathroom were all done in his room. Jack, who was an athlete, would do a few push-ups while memorizing facts. Days went by, and the writings on the wall increased with time. When he encountered a problem he didn't understand, he would humbly seek help from his friends, but his limited intellect made it difficult for him to learn, so he had no choice but to burn the midnight oil, working tirelessly until he completely solved it. His academic knowledge improved, and he didn't neglect his physical fitness either, even if it meant sacrificing his favorite mixed rice. As long as he saw Mary's photo, he would be filled with enthusiasm, and his fighting spirit would be rekindled. Jack persevered like this for a whole year. Finally, the day of the exam arrived. He diligently wrote down the answers, and ultimately, he was admitted to a university in Korea with excellent grades. The first thing Jack did after registering at the university was to search all the tteokbokki stalls near the campus, but he couldn't find Mary anywhere. Just when he was about to lose hope, suddenly, he saw the girl he had been longing for all along. "Hey Mary." "Hi Jack." Mary excitedly jumped into Jack's arms, but it was just a foolish fantasy of Jack's. "The reality is, I have a boyfriend now." Jack tried to pretend like he didn't care, but deep down, his heart was shattered. However, he didn't intend to give up like that. As an underachiever, if he could get into college, love should be a piece of cake. It was Mary's birthday that day, and Jack carefully prepared flowers and gifts to find her. Coincidentally, he ran into Mary's boyfriend driving her home. Insecure, Jack hid in a corner, witnessing the boyfriend giving Mary a necklace, and Mary also noticed Jack. The atmosphere between the couple became ambiguous. Suddenly, a stone not only smashed the boyfriend's car window, but also shattered their romance. The gift Jack prepared was thrown in a corner, and he escaped in a state of collapse. The person who suffocated him. Since then, Jack has been lost and numb all day long, becoming completely downhearted, until one day in the library, he accidentally bumped into Mary's boyfriend, being flirtatious with another girl. Worried about Mary getting hurt, he revealed the truth to her, but Mary took it as Jack throwing a childish tantrum. Enraged, Jack beat up that scumbag. In the following days, the two of them had no intersection anymore. Even if they occasionally ran into each other, they pretended to be strangers and didn't recognize each other. The one who took the initiative to break the deadlock was Mary. Upon learning that Jack was about to enlist in the military, she volunteered to give him a ride, and expressed her gratitude to Jack. If it weren't for him, she wouldn't have known the true face of the scumbag. That evening, they had a meal together. Feeling great, Jack didn't stop himself from getting drunk. Not only did he make a mess by soiling himself, but his clothes were also all changed by Mary. By the time he sobered up, Mary had already left in a car. Feeling embarrassed, Jack wished he could dig a hole and hide in it. In his state of despair, he even slapped away the note left by Mary. And so, the two of them once again lost contact. Time flew by, and 5 years later, Jack also found a new girlfriend. She came from a wealthy family, but he could never fully open up to her, until one day, while handing out flyers on the street, he saw the girl he had been yearning for day and night. Unconsciously, he started following her. He discovered that Mary had become a commercial model. The two of them shared their recent experiences, and Jack learned that Mary needed a driver for her gigs. He gladly took up the job. Seeing how hard Mary worked, Jack encouraged her to pursue her passion for fashion design, and he hoped she could continue to chase her dreams. Mary, who had been feeling lost in life, regained hope once again. One day, Mary was stood up by a director for a shoot, and she sat on the roadside, crying in frustration. To cheer her up, Jack started angrily scolding the director, and he even took her on a spontaneous adventure to see beautiful scenery by climbing over a wall. They expressed their longing for each other, and happiness spread through the air. However, when their feelings reached a peak, Mary turned and ran away. Before parting, Jack called out to Mary, "I still like you, Jack. I feel relaxed and happy when I'm with you." "That's enough then." Having received this answer, Jack left directly. He voluntarily broke up with his girlfriend, but unexpectedly, Mary sent a message saying they should never meet again. He immediately went to the shooting location and found Mary. Upon learning that Jack broke up for her sake, she found it unreasonable. Clearly, Jack could have had better choices, but she didn't know she was Jack's whole world. Mary heartlessly turned away and left, but an unexpected accident occurred at that moment. Yeah. The boy rushed forward selflessly, protecting his beloved girl. Fortunately, he only suffered a few broken ribs, but Mary blamed herself for it, because Jack missed the teacher qualification exam. This moment deeply touched Mary. Her initiative brought an end to this more than 10-year-long love journey, marking a perfect conclusion. In the following days, the two of them lived a carefree life, without any shame or embarrassment. Silly Jack would spend a month's salary to buy Mary a handbag, only to be scolded in the end. Although Mary would verbally berate Jack, her heart felt incredibly happy. "I want to kiss you." "Well, then hurry up." The two immediately snuggled up together, and what made Jack the happiest was being able to wear the clothes designed by Mary. Days passed sweetly and ordinarily like this. However, Jack's friends were all getting promotions and salary raises, while Jack due to the accidents and frequent exam failures, even had his daily exercise routines affected. On this day, a close friend was about to get married, and everyone gathered to celebrate. Jack had no house, nor a stable income. His wounded pride made him constantly mock his friend's past embarrassments, just to hide his own insecurities, because he lacked the ability to provide such a life for Mary. The atmosphere suddenly became awkward, and Mary immediately made an excuse to take Jack away. Just a few steps away, Mary suddenly embraced him tightly from behind. "If it weren't for my injury and failed exam, you could have had a better life, Jack." Jack hugged Mary tightly, comforting her not to overthink things. But soon, a piece of news completely shattered Jack's self-esteem. Mary gained recognition from her superiors, and was about to go abroad for a 3-year training program. He gracefully let Mary go, which surprised her greatly. Suddenly, Mary's father passed away, and Jack joined his friends in mourning. His close friend noticed that something was off with Jack, and asked him about the reason. It turned out that Jack had started to regret, thinking that if he hadn't met Mary, he wouldn't have gotten hurt, and his life wouldn't have turned out like this. He was afraid that in the future, he would regret meeting Mary at all, no matter how he thought about it. Everything went downhill from that point. Downhill, because I'm going downhill. Regret. Do I regret it? Despite Jack's efforts to explain, disappointed Mary still decided to break up, because in her eyes, her father had blamed everything on her mother back then, and she was afraid of repeating the same pattern. After the breakup, Mary broke down in painful tears, realizing that the happiness she thought she had was so fragile. Afterward, Jack apologized and tried to win her back, but Mary's heart was already dead. She decided to forget about Jack, and soon went abroad for further studies. 3 years later, through his own efforts, Jack became a physical education teacher. Amidst the teasing of his classmates, he would also talk about the love story with Mary, from their acquaintance and love to the regretful breakup. But only Jack knew in his heart that he had never truly let go of Mary, until one day, Mary took the initiative to find him. "You're teasing me like this. Could it be because you're getting married?" Jack never expected that his casual joke would come true. He tried his best to appear indifferent, wishing Mary happiness, and reminding her to send him a wedding invitation. But when he actually received it, he became so distressed that he numbed himself with alcohol. He vowed never to attend the wedding, and escaped with his friends to an island for a night of fishing. However, while there, he unintentionally saw the gift Mary had sent him. The words, "How lucky I am, I actually caught you," made Jack burst into tears, realizing that he might truly miss out on the girl he loved. Jack, disregarding everything, rushed to Mary's wedding. Mary looked stunningly beautiful on her wedding day, and Jack and his friends attended the event in their finest attire. With their help, he finally had a chance to be alone with Mary. He deeply regretted the words he had spoken in the past. In reality, he was very happy to have met Mary. If it weren't for her, he wouldn't have had his dreams, nor would he have been able to attend university. Her presence had brought color to his life, and it was Mary's appearance that gave him direction and purpose. In the end, he wished Mary happiness, and deep down, Mary was grateful for Jack's presence. He had helped her rediscover her dreams and had always been by her side. "Jack, thank you so much." This handshake marked their exit from each other's youth. As he watched the girl he deeply loved enter the realm of marriage, Jack's heart felt a tinge of bitterness, but he forced a smile. In the end, Jack had missed out on the girl who made him go crazy, the girl for whom he could lose his sanity and everything else. Seeing Mary find happiness in her life, Jack could finally let go and find peace, even though he wasn't her groom. As long as she was happy, that was enough for him.